So we now have some problems when it comes to Social Security. One of the big problems is an August recess. This is a major problem, and I will address more on that in just a second. All I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. But when it comes to Social Security, where are we at? Well, we have bipartisan support for some type of Social Security reform. We know that, that's there. And there's a lot of people that are pressing for some type of an agreement. Let's work on an agreement. Let's get it done. Let's finalize the agreement. Let's get it passed. Then we have others that are not really keen to that idea. They don't like that bipartisan bill that's been proposed. And they want to change things in a different way. One of the big issues regarding Social Security is for most of these bills, they're going after revenue in one way. They want to tax the rich. They want to tax the wealthy. It makes sense. But, and Republicans, there are some Republicans out there, not many that have publicly agreed, but according to reports, there are some Republicans that have privately accepted the fact that the rich are going to be taxed more. And the rich will be taxed more. That additional tax revenue will come in and will be given to the Social Security Administration, really the Social Security Trust. And that is where they will hopefully be able to continue these monthly payments past 2034. Well, here's where things get tricky. Right now, the House and the Senate, and they do this every single year, they pretty much go on a full month-long recess, okay, like somewhat of a vacation, where they're supposed to go back to their home states. They all leave Washington State or Washington, D.C. They all go back to their home states. They work with their constituents. They do town hall meetings. They do little groups and get-togethers and public appearances and stuff like that. Well, during the month of August, we usually see a lot of changes because constituents are pushing their representatives like, oh, we need this, we don't want that, you got to do this. And so what happens is lawmakers come into their August recess and they pretty much have a plan. They have an idea. And all these lawmakers have been talking to each other because they've been in Washington, D.C. for so long. And now they come back, they're just with their constituents, they're with their families, their friends, their loved ones, people that hate them as well. And those are the ones that really change the way that they're thinking. We have about 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks to try to get something done. Try to get some bipartisan agreement, not just some details written on the back of a napkin, but actual legislation. The hard part is I don't think it's going to get done. Okay, I'm 99.9% positive we will not have any legislation for Social Security done within the next 2 weeks. Not going to happen. So what does that do? Where does that put us? Here's where things are at now. Right now, according to reports, taxing the wealthy is not enough. We will not get enough money in order to keep Social Security solvent past 2034, unless we have some extremely wealthy people, which that would probably be in like the trillions of dollars as net worth, not hundreds of billions. They say we need multiple changes. We need to have money in other ways, okay? So here's some of the changes. Increase the revenue. That means taxing the rich, right? The other one, decrease output. They say raise the full retirement age. That would help so that not as much money is going out every single month, but it's not going to help immediately. It's something that's going to help probably in like 10, 20 years. The other one is it possible to reduce the PIA? This is the primary insurance amount. The primary insurance amount is what the Social Security goes off of when it comes to determining your monthly benefit. but that would simply be a cut to Social Security. Some are saying that might be a possibility, but it's not something that they want to go down that road, especially right before a presidential election. And nobody want to vote on that. Another one. Can we invest into the stock market? The stock market should give us a higher return. And if we're able to invest in the stock market, we could then fund this, pretty much self-fund it, and then Social Security could possibly run on its own without income or revenue coming in from taxes. We'll see. But this is what some are talking about, is we really need to look into possibly self-funding Social Security, in a different way, funding this different account where that could then grow, and then from that account, as long as the market does well, then hopefully that would pay all beneficiaries, and we wouldn't see any cuts ever. That's a possibility. But here's something else that's happening, and I think this is very interesting. What some people are talking about now is student loan forgiveness, the student loan payment pause expiration date, and Social Security. They're all starting to lump these together. And I was kind of curious why. Why are people lumping this together? Well, here's one of the big reasons why. According to a recent report, there are now more problems because Social Security recipients who still have student loan debt, which is not going to be forgiven or won't be forgiven for a little bit more time, well, what do? Think about this for a second. Not every single person that goes to college at 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Many people wait for, to start a family. So they start their family and they work and they do all these things, and then they go back to school and they're 40, 45, maybe 50 years old, right? Still got a lot of life left. But they're 45 years old. Remember, you need about 25 years of payments. You go back to school at 45 years old. Let's say it takes you, 4, 5 years to go get your degree. You're 50, right? You're 50, you start making payments. Well, you're now making payments, at, let's say, age 70, 75, but you already have been getting your Social Security benefits at 67, right? Here's the problem. I want to read you this. This is from somebody, they wrote me this the other day, and I thought this was interesting because this is not the first person that's told me something like this. This person writes, and I quote, "Adam, I think I made a mistake and I don't know how to fix it. So here is what happened. When my daughter got her associate's degree from our community college, she then transferred to a university, but she couldn't afford it. So I co-signed the loan for her, thinking that was a good idea. When we did all this, it was in 2005. But now my daughter has 3 kids and no job. I wasn't worried about this before because we were hoping to get the debt forgiven, but now this isn't happening. I'm worried. This loan is going to hurt my credit score and possibly get my Social Security income taken from me. Please help." So I want to be very clear on something. Co-signing for somebody else's loan, you're pretty much taking that responsibility on yourself. If you are ever going to be worried that, well, what if that person can't afford it and that's going to be on me and it's going to create some friction, well, you pretty much signed up for it, okay? You're the co-signer. If it's her debt, it's your debt, all right? That's not financial advice. That's just the way co-signing works. Now, the first thing you need to know is that if you are a co-signer on a loan, okay, yes, it could hurt your credit score if the person defaults on the debt or misses payments, is late, whatever. Okay? Here's the other thing. According to the Biden administration, what they're going to be doing is your credit will not be dinged for at least a year. Once the payments restart, okay, come September, guess what? Your credit score will not be dinged as a result of a missed payment, okay, or a partial payment. Credit score will not be dinged. That's according to the Biden administration. The second thing is it sounds like, because I believe for a federal student loan, you do not need a cosigner. Okay? I'm pretty sure here. So to me, reading this, if this person had to cosign for her daughter, then my guess is it's a private lender. Private lenders cannot garnish Social Security benefits. Okay? This is a question I've gotten multiple times because there's a lot of people that are on the same boat here. Is, can my Social Security benefits be garnished? And the answer is no. From a private lender, they cannot be garnished. Okay? At least according to all the articles that I've read, that no, Social Security benefits cannot be garnished by a private lender. Okay? So, that's what we know regarding that. The last thing I just want to say regarding this pretty much August recess is during the month of August, what we are expecting to see are massive changes, big ideas, because that's what we always get. That's when the people started talking about massive stimulus back in 2020, 2021. Started talking about gas tax, holidays, right? Because gas prices were so high, let's get rid of the gas tax for like 3 to 6 months, bring prices down, consumers will continue to spend, all this stuff, right? That happened then. They talk about the child tax credit payments. This is going to come back. I have a strong feeling we are going to see some legislation for the child tax credit payments. And so if you have children, well, this could potentially benefit you. I don't think we're going to see stimulus come back. I don't think we're going to see any enhanced unemployment benefits come back. I do think we will get more for SNAP benefits, though. I think this is going to be something that gets reintroduced because in the next couple of weeks, lawmakers will be back in their home states. They'll be working with constituents, talking to them. Hopefully they'll go down to their local food drive and see that there's a lot of people here. There's people that are starving. And when this happens, my guess is there's going to be another strong push for an additional increase for SNAP benefits. So, my expectation is all this stuff regarding Social Security, it's going to take some time, but this is going to be a good next, 6 weeks. We're going to see some movement. It just depends. Is that movement going to actually do something, or are these just going to be a lot of big, great ideas that nobody gets any support behind? So, we'll see moving forward. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.